Welcome back to another week. This is my day off today. I have so much I need to do. I need to refilm a video that I filmed last week that I hated. I got 2 hours worth of footage. I edited the first 10 minutes and I was bored out of my mind. So redoing that, I have to do some paperwork for my annual review at work. I have my parents are down and all of this, but I also desperately really want to finish Faithbreaker. So I think this will take me about an hour and then I'll crack on with everything else. Harry did loads of tidying yesterday on the weekend while I worked, so I don't have to run around and do too much tidying. Hopefully, when I cut through to finishing Faithbreaker, I won't be in tears, but I think I might be. I'm 70 pages in. I'm absolutely loving it, but I just want to give a little bit of a character comparison. Kristin and Gideon the Ninth are basically twins in my mind. They are the same person. If not twins, the same person. I feel like Kristin could be Gideon's older sister. That's what I want to say, actually. Kristin could be Gideon's older sister. She just walks in to a room and is just, they are so similar. It's unbelievable. So if you love Gideon the Knight, I think you would love Kristin from this series. Thank you. And I finished Faithbreaker. I forgot to mention that. I was so emotionally exhausted by it that I just didn't speak about it. Faithbreaker ended exactly the way that I personally wanted it to end. It had enough emotion in it where I burst into tears. I felt like I got what I wanted. The ultimate ending of what I wanted happened. So I'm happy. Smile, Mum.
You want that?
Yeah. Oh no, I've got one. I'll have some.
What do you want? You ask anything?
Ketchup, man?
Yeah, mayo.
Yeah.
Can you get mayo?
Alright, done, guys. Thanks, Dad. It was all crazy. Monterey Jack cheese, steak, caramelised onions, rocket, and then peppercorn sauce.
I've already done it before, but this is how it is. Whatever it is.
Are you enjoying it?
It just come back. When I does too a lot, they go to company.
Mel, are you enjoying your food?
So good.
Another day, another sleigh. Ready to go work, obviously. And it's half term, so hopefully the buses are going to be okay. Oh my god, the bus is going to be really quick because it's half term. Harry, I just realised that. Oh, he's in the shower. Okay, never mind. Also, as you know, yesterday I finished Faithbreaker and it broke my heart in the best way possible. But I'm now reading Fair Play by Louise Hegarty, which I will be honest, the writing style's very interesting. It's meant to be an omnipresent writing style, but it feels very like Emily did this and then Emily did that and thought that Abigail was always a bit of a bitch. Anyway, Emily then did this, which is interesting. I'll see how long it takes it to grate on me. We'll see. But so far, I'm enjoying it. I hate the fact that I have the big light on. The big light should never be on. But I have one functioning lamp at the moment. And I was in the study doing my book journal for Faithbreaker, and I hate how it looks because I don't have any fantasy stickers. So if anybody knows of any cool journaling fantasy stickers, please let me know. Anywho, I just wanted to give you an update on what I was reading. So this morning I was talking about reading Fair Play by Louise Hegarty, which I was a bit unsure on. I'm very intrigued. I am also very confused. I'm 100 pages in. Can you see? 100 pages in. And it's like a locked room mystery. And it's set during New Year's Day. So it follows a New Year's Eve party where a bunch of friends they rent out this Airbnb and they do a murder mystery evening. And then on New Year's Day, one of the members of the party, it's his birthday. So they do a New Year's Day celebration and then birthday celebration. But on the morning of his birthday, on the morning of New Year's Day, he's found dead. He's dead. And it's really weird because the writing, and I mentioned this earlier, the writing in this was very stilted and weird. And I was like, kind of not really enjoying this as much as I was hoping I would. And then the murder happens. And then it's really weird because the story then shifts and it's like the story is being told like a golden age crime novel. But it makes no sense because you go from it being set in 2022 at a New Year's Eve party to then kind of getting the vibe that it's like a 1930s era where they have servants and they own the house, which you know for a fact they rented as an Airbnb. So you're a bit confused in what is actually going on and whether like maybe one of the people who was there for the party and witnessed this whole thing happen like turned it into a book, maybe inspired by, or I don't really know. So because of the fact that I'm like, I have no idea what's going on, I have to finish it. So yeah, I'm 100 pages in. I've got like, 188 pages left. So yeah, it's like weird, but I'm really enjoying it. Oh my god, you can see him. How cute. Albie and I are back for a book haul Wednesday, which was meant to be a book haul Monday. And then I've been busy over the last 2 days, so it's in fact a book haul Wednesday. So to start off with, Flying Eye Books sent me Hupo and the Wonder Thief. This is by Billy Partridge. When this is out, my manga and graphic novel organizational bookshelf tour video would have been out, and this is to get added to the collection. I love graphic novels, I love manga, I love picture books, I love everything that is illustrated I love. So this is a super cool, fun kind of action adventure. I can't get over how hilarious the main character looks. Like, I think he's meant to be smart, but there is nothing going on behind those eyes, and I love it. Peak character design. Then I have Mythica by Emily Hauser. This is a new history of Homer's world through the woman written out of it. So it's kind of looking at the more core texts of the Iliad and the Odyssey and recontextualizing the women within Homer's stories and Homer's poems. And I think it's a non-fiction. This comes out April 2025. Then I received The Wardrobe Department by Elaine Garvey, which is out now. I actually can't remember what this is about. It's about a woman who moves from Ireland to London to work in the West End, working in the wardrobe department, obviously. And I guess it's just one of those more like reflecty books about what your life can be that you've made. Kind of, honestly, it's like the modern day Brooklyn. It's set in the noughties and it's about a woman that leaves Ireland to find a new life in the big city. And that's kind of modern day Brooklyn, I must say. Then finally we have Bookish by Lucy Mangan, How Reading Shapes Our Lives. This comes out next month. I am actually going and helping out at a festival with a friend of mine where she is attending. So I'm incredibly excited. Oh, and the font is massive. Woo! I love massive font. I love non-fiction books over specific things. So I love non-fiction books in history. I love non-fiction books that are like analytical of pieces of media. And I love books that are just about reading and the positivities of reading and the history of reading. For example, I really need to get to The Haunted Wood by Sam Leith, which is the history of children's literature. This is also being added on the list. I have already started writing a list of books that I need to read next month, and the list is already too massive. I need to read Mythica. I need to read Bookish. I also decided I want to read Dr. No next month by Percival Everett because I watched Dr. No, the James Bond movie, and it's loosely inspired by that book. Sorry, Percival Everett's Dr. No is loosely inspired by Dr. No, the book by Ian Fleming, which was also turned into a movie with Sean Connery. I finished Fair Play. Overall, it was enjoyable. I wouldn't say I loved the way that it ended, and I definitely think I could see 100% what the author was trying to do. I don't know whether craft-wise it was done in the best way, but I really enjoyed it. I was very engaged. There is a plot line about grief that hit very close to home. So for that, it's a 4-star book. I did overall really enjoy it. I actually would, recommend it to people. I just wouldn't say I was overwhelmed by the ending. It's weird because I loved the ending in one part of the double narrative. It was just the murder mystery narrative that I understood what she was trying to do. I didn't necessarily love it though. Anyway, moving on, we are continuing a murder mystery trend this week, and we are starting How to Seal Your Own Fate by Kristin Perrin. If you have watched, and if you haven't, you should check it out. You should check it out. I have the first book, so How to Solve Your Own Murder by Kristin Perrin, which is the first book in this series, made it to my top 5 murder mysteries of the year. It also made it to my top 20 books of the year, so I'll link both of those. So, yeah, so How to See Your Own Fate. I think said this before. I think I said this in my TBR video. I'm a little bit nervous about this one just because the first book was a very clear distinction of why it was being done. There was a flashback to the past. Everything linked really nicely. It made sense that this murder was connected to this summer in 1960 something or whatever. I don't know how... My fucking God, it's tipping out there. No. What I was going to say, though, is I don't know how you're going to take that book, which has a very clear message, clear theming, clear like gimmick, and then apply it to a sequel and have it be just as good as the first. So I'm really nervous that I'm going to read the second book and be like, kind of just could have been a standalone, you know? Because that was my first thought when I saw on Goodreads that it was going to have a sequel. I was a bit like, kind of feels like the book should just be a standalone, but hopefully I really, really enjoy it. So, update on How to See Your Own Fate, which is my current read now. A lot of people are the kind of people where if they read a book that they absolutely sob at, like I did, God Killer, they then struggle to read another book. I am not like that. It's actually technically literally my job to read books. That is part and part of my job. So I am very much yes, I was sobbing over this book, but I can cry about it and then move on to the next one straight away. I think I've just categorized my brain into doing that because I'm like, girl, you got a shit ton that you need to get done. So I've only read about 30 pages so far, but I think Kristin Perrin is showing me up. She's proven me wrong 100%. It's really, really interesting. I'm trying to say not too much, but it has you look into something that was spoken about and foreshadowed in book 1. So it does tie very nicely and neatly to book 1 without feeling like, oh, you're just grabbing at straws here to make a sequel. It doesn't feel that way. It feels like it's a follow-on to book 1 that makes sense without feeling like, oh, you just wanted to get a sequel out of it. Does that make sense? But yeah, no, it follows Annie as she is told to look into the life of Olivia Gravesdown. If any of you have read book 1, Olivia Gravesdown is the wife of the eldest brother of the Gravesdown line. So Frances, I believe, and I can't remember whether it was confirmed or not, but I believe Frances marries into the Gravesdown name, and her husband inherited it because his brother and his dad and his wife all died in a car accident. And it's looking into the wife's past, her life, her death, all of that. So I'm working in a different store today, which is always good when you want to get reading done, because last time I worked in a different store, it was Hungerstone that I was reading by Kat Dunn, and I read it in 2 days. So I'm happy with those kind of results today. It's only 1 day in a row though, and I've only read 30 pages of the book I'm reading, so I don't think I'll finish it today. But it does put me in a good stead to finish it at the weekend. I am also going to be seeing my friend Olivia's play today. I have seen her act in one play before when she was in The Importance of Being Earnest by Oscar Wilde, and this one is like a comedy eco thing. It's talking about climate change, but there's also a little bit of a comedy, and she explained to me her character's a little bit Gemma Collins-esque, so I'm front row. So I'm going with a bunch of friends, which is really, really exciting, and Harry is heading off very early tomorrow for a lads trip, so I have the weekend to myself. So I think I've already mentioned this, but the goal is to somehow read 4 books. I'm trying to finish the book that I'm reading, read a translated award-winning book, read a graphic novel, and also read, oh my god, what was the other one? Oh, a romance book, because I felt like it's February, I should be reading a romance book. So that's the goal. That's the goal and that's the hope. I've also been looking at my March TBR because I have to start filming those videos soon, which is probably what I'll do on the weekend as well. And I don't think I've learnt from February. There are actually only 2 books that I don't think I'll be able to read this month, because I have the audiobook. I'm just finishing The Reckless audiobook by Cornelia Funk, which I won't say I love. I won't say I love it, but then I need to listen to Ballad.
Abruptly, she dropped the gown, and her shoulders straightened as if she were drafting her courage into service.
It smells so bad. I'm sorry, I forgot my phone.
Oh my god, where's it going to be now?
Oh. So Harry is gone. He's on his trip to go see his brother. I'm by myself now for the weekend. The goal is to read those books. And I wanted to quickly show you what those books are. I am actually planning this weekend to do like a big weekend reading vlog, which I think will be quite fun. So I won't go into too much depth about what this is because there's going to be a follow-up video for it, but I did want to show you the books that I've got. So hold on. I'm trying to read a shit ton of books this weekend. I don't know why. I think maybe it's just I know I've got so much on my TBR that needs to be read, and even though I said I was going to take my time with it, I've now gone against everything I said. This slow 25 is not really happening. Ooh, sorry. I think I just need to get through April because I've signed up to a bunch of stuff that runs from February, March, and April. So I think I need to get kind of like to the end of April and then my slow 25 will kick back in. But here we go. These are the books that I want to read this weekend. I just want to preface. These are the books that I want to read this weekend. You're going to be like, India, that is 5 books. Yes. Story of a Murder by Hallie Rubenhold, which I've been speaking about loads. I read it on my trip to Dublin. I've only read this much. It's such an in-depth look at all the people involved in the death, all the people involved in the lives and the trial and everything to do with Dr. Crippen's murders. It goes through every single like important family member, every single police officer, every single employee, things like that, right? So it's a very in-depth book. So I'm a quarter of the way through it. I'm 127 pages in. I'm a quarter of the way through it. I'm not planning on reading this weekend. That is stupid, but I would like to get to page 200 by the end of this weekend. How to See Your Own Fate is the book that I want to finish today. I'm on page 152, and there are 319 books of the story. The rest are just acknowledgements and stuff. But I'm on page 152. I want to get to page 319, so that's around 160 or 70-ish pages. I think I can do that 100%. Like, this is a day to lock in. You know, I'm not doing anything else. So I think this can be done. It's very easy reading. Like, I'm just really enjoying this. And when I enjoy books, I read them quicker. So that is the goal. I also want to, and this is probably going to be more of Sunday, but I want to read Hunchback by, I believe it's pronounced Saou Ichikawa. This is a very, very short literary fiction book. The margins are massive and the font is big. So I do see myself finishing this. I want to read Rune, The Tale of a Thousand Faces, which is a graphic novel. So that is probably the goal for today, actually. I think I'll focus on that today. And then I also want to read Collide by Bal Cabra. I've mentioned this, that it's the month of love for February, if you follow that kind of stuff. And I've yet to read a single romance book. I'm also trying to read more romance books that aren't just Tessa Bailey, because I love her, but, you know, I'm trying to do that. So we've got a fun sports romance here. Romances, so the last Tessa Bailey book took me 6 hours to read, so I have hope. So yeah, so Collide and Hunchback are going to be Sunday. Rune and How to See Your Own Fate are going to be Saturday. And then Story of a Murder is just to go with it as I go. And then next week, I know that I'm focusing on Ballad and Reckless for the last bunch of February. And I'm going to start this weekend as well, putting together my March TBR. I have like a little section in the living room where I stack up my TBR books, and that is what I'm going to be doing. Hello, so a little update for the weekly vlog watchers. I am very much updating the weekend vlog, but not updating the weekly vlog people that much. I am 3/4 of the way through How to Seal Your Fate, and it is fucking insane. Any doubt I had about this sequel has gone out the window. It's gone. There is no need for me to have worried. It is so good. I am 100% on track for finishing this this today, and I have a graphic novel to read later in the evening, so I'm 100% on track. 100%. I hope you check out the weekly vlog because there's some great reactions that I've filmed that I think would be quite funny. But yeah, really, really, really good. It wouldn't surprise me if this ends up being on my top 5 murder mysteries for this year. It is that good. Book 1 is done. I finished it. It was really good. I ultimately decided to give it a 4.5 stars. I definitely made too much dinner. One girl cannot eat all that, and I don't plan on eating all that. I will just save whatever I don't eat for tomorrow. But I overestimated the recipe, and that's on me. Side note, I'm watching Infinity Train, which is about a girl that ends up on a train. Every carriage is different. Like, they're in a bouncy house, like, soft play area car. And she's trying to get her way home, and it's so inventive, and it's so much fun. And if any of you know The Last of Us or Critical Role, Ashley Johnson plays the main character, and my ears were like, meow, I know that voice. But it's really, really good. I'm about to stop watching it though, because I need to read my second book of the day, which won't take me that long because it's a graphic novel, and graphic novels don't tend to not take me that long. But yeah, it is time to lock in with the final book of today, which is Rune by Carlos Sanchez. Look how beautiful that cover is. How amazing. Yeah, looking forward to this one. I'm really excited. I've said this many times, I love Flying Eye Books' acquisitions. I think they're amazing. Their books are incredible, and I can't wait to dive in and read this. As you can probably hear, I've got some Zelda music playing. Beautiful. What a vibe. And we're back. I finished my 2 books. I'm filling in my book journal, and I do want to do a video about my book journal because I'm so proud of what she looks like. I love that the first page I turn to is the one blank page I've got. But she's so vibrant and colourful. So I do want to do a video on that because it's the one habit I've started that I've stuck to. I've got a diary that I gave up on straight away. So I'm just really glad that something stuck. Something. Hello and welcome to Sunday. We are on day 2 of my weekend readathon thing. The goal is to read Hunchback by Saou Ichikawa and Collide by Bal Cabra. This morning I've been very proactive. I changed my bed sheets. I cleaned the study. I cleaned my room. I have left the spare room because my God, that is daunting. I'm gonna clean the bathroom later, do some hoovering. I'm just so on it. But yeah, I'm excited to read Hunchback. I'm just making some breakfast and then we will crack on. So I finished Hunchback. It started off really good and I was really enjoying the conversation around disability and desire and body autonomy. And then halfway through, a big moment happens between the main character and the carer. And then I kind of didn't really care for it after that. So I gave it 3.5 stars. Okay, so I took a break. I've had my lunch. I actually did some more book journaling. I just needed a break because I think I just spent the last over 24 hours just reading, which has been amazing fun and I've been really enjoying it. But my eyes were hurting a little bit and I was getting a bit restlessly bored, and which I'm known to do when I do the same thing again and again. So I took a break. I am back. It is time to read Collide. I have my cutesy music playing. This is Professor Layton. I know this is Professor Layton. They don't have a list of what the songs are, but I know a Professor Layton song when I hear one. So I'm about to jump in on that. Very excited. I also have a My Sims game, so I don't actually envision myself finishing this weekend. I think I'll probably end up finishing this on Monday. In general, I just need to read more romances. This has me giggling. I'm a romance girly. I am a romance girly. When Natalie Haynes, I didn't mean Natalie Haynes, that's an absolute lie. My boss met Natalie Haynes at a literary festival 2 years ago. And he got me a copy of Divine Might signed by her. Oh my God, I can show you. Anyway, She signed the copy. It is just here. He got her to sign it for me. Let me just place her here. He got me a signed copy as like a thanks for helping out at the literary festival because it was the day that I wasn't working. And she signed it. Slay. But she gave a little card that she put in it, which was the Aphrodite card. And I remember going, oh, Aphrodite, that's like, that's not really me. And then literally, I would say about like a month later, I suddenly just started seeing all of these like signs about Aphrodite, just in general. And then I realised I actually am an Aphrodite girly. And I remember every time I get all giggly about a romance book, I'm an Aphrodite girly. Like, it's just who I am in my soul. And yeah, I love a good romance book. So I am halfway through, just under halfway through. I'm absolutely loving it. The pacing of their relationship is absolutely incredible. I'm having such a great time. I am done filming this weekly vlog though. I have nothing else to say. I've currently got 3 cushions stacked. Don't ask me why. I just do. But that is it for the weekly vlog. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more weekly vlogs. I also hope to do more like read along things, like actual go into the detail of my books. But for now, this is the end of this week's vlog. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next week for more fun and games. I'm trying to think of anything I've got going on next week. And apart from D&D, I've got fucking nothing going on next week. Well,